Oh my god, it's the clutch master cylinder that broke. It's the master of all things clutch related. There's no way I can replace it myself. If you have a standard transmission car that is hard to shift gears, there is a good chance that the clutch master cylinder is failing. Some other common symptoms of a failing clutch master cylinder are abnormal pedal feel and dirty or low fluid. This will be my second clutch master cylinder replacement I have ever done, so I am by no means a pro when it comes to replacing these things. But I can tell you replacing one in an MR2 was about as easy as a brake job. It really was that simple. First, let me get the garage lights turned on and I'll show you. The clutch master cylinder is located behind this plastic beauty cover. Once I removed all of the plastic rivets that hold it in place, it came right out. And this is where the clutch master cylinder is located. As you can see, the fluid is very dirty and it has been leaking fluid into the frunk. Definitely time for a replacement. Before I can remove the old clutch master cylinder, I will need to drain all the old fluid out of the reservoir. Keep in mind, this fluid is very harmful to paint, so I'll be protecting the paint finish with some old rags. These old spray bottles make for great fluid extraction pumps.
Now we have all the fluid drained out. Now we just need to disconnect this union bolt on the side of the clutch master cylinder. It's a 14 millimeter, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
The union bolt is removed. Next part is disconnecting the rod from the clutch pedal. This rod goes from the clutch master cylinder to the clutch pedal and is held in place by a clevis pin and clip. Simply remove the clip and slide the clevis pin out. I tried to illustrate this as best I could while holding the camera with one hand, so I do apologize if the video is a little shaky. I am almost there. All that's left to do is remove these two nuts and the old clutch master cylinder will slide right out. Look at that beautiful shiny new clutch master cylinder. I'll leave a link in the description on where you can get this part if you are in need of one. The clutch master cylinder I purchased came complete with a new reservoir and clevis pin. If the one you purchased didn't come with these parts, you will have to transfer them over. Here, I'm setting the rod length to the clutch pedal. I want the rod length on the new master cylinder to be exactly the same as the old unit. You adjust the length by turning the clevis pin like I'm doing here. Once I have it to the correct length, I tighten the lock nut. Sweet, I'm now ready to install it. First, I slide the new master cylinder into its mounting slot. Next, I fasten the clutch line to the master cylinder. Make sure you don't forget the two crush washers on either side of the union bolt or it will leak fluid.
Wow, getting that bolt in for the clutch line, that was a pain in the butt. There wasn't a whole lot of room to work in there, but persistence paid off and I finally got it in there. So all we have to do now is install the two 12 millimeter bolts that hold that on and then the clevis pin that connects it to the clutch pedal inside the cabin. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing finished up and then we're going to bleed it.
The master of all things clutch related is now mounted to the firewall. The next thing to do is connect the rod to the clutch pedal with the clevis pin and clip. I apologize for the poor lighting. It was the best I could do with one hand. Hopefully you get the idea though. Sweet, the rod is connected to the clutch pedal. Time to start filling this thing with fluid. The owner's manual for my 1985 Toyota MR2 is stating the clutch master cylinder uses DOT3 brake fluid. Check your owner's manual if you don't know what kind of fluid your car takes. All the fluid types and capacities will be listed in the owner's manual. I will be bleeding my clutch master cylinder using the two-person method. One person will sit in the car, pressing and releasing the clutch pedal, while the other will be under the car, loosening and tightening the bleed screw. Let me show you how it works.
Push. Okay, let up. Push. Let up.
When my wife pushes down on the clutch pedal, I have the bleed screw open, and she doesn't release the pedal until I have the bleed screw closed. If your helper happens to release the clutch pedal before you have a chance to close the bleed screw, or if the master cylinder runs out of fluid, air will be introduced into the system and the process will have to be repeated. I had to top off the clutch master cylinder with fluid every fourth time my wife pressed down on the clutch pedal. Just take your time and don't rush this process, and everything will go smooth. Once you are done bleeding the system, all that's left to do is install the cap to the clutch master cylinder and the front beauty cover. And that's how I installed and bled a new clutch master cylinder in my Toyota MR2. The car shifts so much easier and the clutch pedal feels great. If you'd like to see more MR2 DIY videos, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions on how to install a clutch master cylinder in your car, please leave a comment down below. So long.